My wife cheated on me with her ex-husband, then I discovered they've been laughing at me for months. Story. I honestly don't know if I'm looking for advice anymore. I think I just need someone, anyone, to tell me I'm not losing my mind. I'm 34, my wife Emily is 32, we've been married for 4 years and together for almost 7. When I met her, she had already been divorced for about a year. She told me her ex-husband was controlling, manipulative, and someone she never wanted to see again. She cried while telling me about him. She said he cheated. She said he lied. She said marrying him was the biggest mistake of her life. So I believed her. I defended her whenever people asked why she still talked about him occasionally. I was the guy who said, healing isn't linear. God. I wish I had never opened my mouth. About 6 months ago things started changing. It wasn't anything dramatic. Just little things. She suddenly became obsessed with going to the gym. Bought expensive perfume she'd never worn before. Started putting her phone face down. Changed her password. Would smile at random texts and then immediately lock the screen if I walked in. You know that feeling when your stomach tells you something before your brain catches up? That was me. Every single day. One night I asked her directly, "Is everything okay?" She smiled. "Kinda weird you're asking. You've just been distant." "I'm just stressed." Then she kissed me on the forehead like I was a child. That should have been the moment I trusted myself. Instead, I apologized. Over the next few months she started working late. Sometimes until midnight. Her office was only 15 minutes away. She claimed there were audits, deadlines, client meetings. Everything sounded believable. Because when you love someone, you want to believe them. Then came our anniversary. I booked a weekend cabin in the mountains. Her favorite place. I even surprised her with tickets to a concert she'd wanted to attend for years. The morning we were supposed to leave, she said she couldn't. There was an emergency meeting. I was disappointed but didn't argue. I drove to the cabin alone. Sat there. Drank cheap coffee. Wondered how marriage became so lonely. 3 days later one of her coworkers accidentally changed my life. I ran into him at a grocery store. He asked, "How was your anniversary trip?" I laughed. "What trip?" "The one Emily took." My heart stopped. He looked confused. "I thought she took vacation all week." "Vacation. Not overtime. Vacation." I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead I checked our phone records. One number appeared hundreds of times. More calls than she'd made to me. More texts than anyone else. I copied the number. Looked it up online. The owner's name popped up immediately. Her ex-husband. I actually laughed. Not because it was funny. Because my brain refused to process it. The man she'd sworn ruined her life. The man she claimed traumatized her. The man she'd promised she'd never speak to again. She'd been talking to him almost every day. For months. I needed proof. Real proof. So I hired a private investigator. It felt insane. Like something people only did in movies. 3 days later. He sent me pictures. Furry. Holding hands with him. Eating dinner together. Kissing outside a hotel. Walking into the same room. Leaving the next morning. I stared at those photos for almost 2 hours. I couldn't even cry. I just stopped feeling. Then the investigator called me. I found something else. He sounded uncomfortable. Apparently they weren't hiding very well. He overheard them talking at a cafe. They weren't just having an affair. They were making jokes about me. Calling me the replacement. Laughing about how easy I was to manipulate. Her ex supposedly said, "I can't believe he actually believed I was abusive." She laughed. Actually laughed. Then replied, "He's too nice, he believes everything." That sentence broke me more than the affair itself. Everything suddenly made sense. The fake tears. The stories. The sympathy. I wasn't her husband. I was the backup plan. The stable paycheck. The emotional support while they secretly rebuilt their relationship. I spent 2 days pretending everything was normal. I smiled, cooked dinner, watched TV with her, listened to her complain about work, knowing she'd probably just come back from seeing him. It was torture. Then I noticed she'd left her laptop open. Messages started appearing. Not texts. A shared chat. Hundreds of messages. Years worth. My hands were shaking. I clicked. The affair hadn't started 6 months ago. It started before our wedding. Before she accepted my proposal. She never stopped talking to him. Not once. The entire relationship was built on lies. Then I found the message that completely destroyed me. Her ex asked, "Do you actually love him?" She replied, "Love, no. He's just safe. If things don't work out with you, I'll always have him." I actually threw up. The next morning I met a lawyer. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't tell my parents. Didn't tell my friends. Just prepared. Every document. Every bank statement. Every piece of evidence. Everything. Then Friday night arrived. She came home smiling. Holding takeout. Acting like the perfect wife. She sat down. Looked at me. And asked, "Everything okay? You seem quiet." The irony almost made me laugh. Instead, I slid a folder across the table. She opened it. The investigator's photos. Phone records. Screenshots. Lawyer paperwork. She went completely white. Not because she felt guilty. Because she realized she'd been caught. Her first words. "It's not what you think." Really? After everything. Then she started crying. Begging. Saying she was confused. That it was a mistake. That she loved me. Funny how love only appeared after the evidence did. Then came the twist I never expected. She admitted. Her ex had been stringing her along the entire time. He had no intention of getting back together. He was engaged. To someone else. She'd been his side relationship. While I was hers. She wasn't the winner in their little game. She'd been played too. For one brief second. I almost felt sorry for her. Then I remembered every lie. Every fake business trip. Every anniversary she skipped. Every time she kissed me after coming back from his hotel. The sympathy disappeared. I finalized the divorce. She called. Texted. Emailed. Showed up at my work. Even had her mother beg me to forgive her because everyone deserves a second chance. Maybe. But second chances belong to people who make mistakes. Not people who build entire lives on deception. It's been 8 months now. The house is sold. The divorce is final. I started therapy. I've lost 30 pounds. I'm sleeping again. Some days still hurt. Some days I still wake up wondering how someone could fake love for years. But every morning, I remind myself of one thing. I didn't lose my wife. I lost someone who never truly existed. The woman I loved was just a story she created. And for the first time in years, I'm finally living in the truth. So, was I wrong for refusing to give her another chance after she realized her ex had been using her too?